and welcome back to another episode of Farm and Life at the Fort. So today I am bringing you to another farm. So currently on our farm we're still at the hay, and we're having a few rainy days in between, which is good for grass, but it's just delaying getting the hay finished. So hopefully in the next week or so we'll be getting the corn cut, so that'll be a video for you as well. But for now I'm going to bring you to another neighbour's farm. So this farm is again Label Rouge, so they have kind of the same restrictions, only it is for pigs. So we just see the cute little pigs out running around in the field all the time, driving by to get to one of our fields, and we thought they'd be really cute, so they have agreed as well to let us show you around. And then after that we are also sorting out some of our cows for we have some cows that we're putting into fattening, some cows that are due in August as well. So we'll have them now on the home farm and sorting them out. And then we have one cow that was in the field across the road. We brought them in there last night. And there's one cow there that she has, I think they call it pink eye. So problem with her eye, and if you don't catch it on time she can go blind with it. It's a problem that mainly arrives in the summertime because it's I believe it's transferred through flies, so we want to get it sorted on her because we also don't want to go into any other animals. But yeah, so Dad will show you that. She is also heavily pregnant, so we can't inject her. So once I'm finished with the pigs, I'll go back and film Dad treating her for pink eye and how we do it without injecting her. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, if you do, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and if you want to see more episodes about our farm and lives here in France, you can always subscribe down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So these are the pigs that aren't yet going outside because they're not old enough. Aren't they cute? Okay. These are 5 weeks old, or 7 weeks old, sorry. Et donc à partir de quel âge ils vont dehors?
11 semaines. Donc ils vont y aller dans peu de temps en fait.
So when they're 11 weeks old, that's when they can go outside then to be old. Et vous en avez combien?
Alors là, il y en a 150, peut-être 50 par case.
Dans les 3?
Oui.
So it's 150 per pen, so that's 100, sorry, there's 50 per pen, so that's 150 in total in here. Non, c'est bien fait.
Voilà, donc voilà, il y a les abreuvoirs, les nourrisseurs, là-bas il y a des systèmes de ventilation.
Ventilation, ça c'est l'eau?
Ouais, ça c'est l'eau.
That's the wash system, and then the feeding systems. Ok, donc ils mangent que ça?
Ouais. Ils mangent que du vanille, tout le temps, tout le temps.
That's what they eat. All they eat is pellets, all the time. Et donc c'est quoi? C'est pas du label rouge, c'est...
Si c'est du label.
Ah, so
si c'est du label pour fermer l'auvergne.
So this is again Label Rouge, so all the kind of the company that has regulations on it. So the Label Rouge d'Auvergne. We're not in Auvergne, but we're right beside it, so it's in France. Je pense que j'ai traduit.
C'est la même grande, hein.
Oui. Ils ont l'air un peu plus grands.
Là, parce qu'en fait, ces par-là, on les trie par leur sexe. Donc là, c'est les mâles, là, c'est les femelles, et là-bas, c'est les mélangés en fait. Parce qu'on fait des cases de 50, donc ça nous en arrive entre 150 et 160. Et donc on trie tous les gros mâles. Après, on trie toutes les grosses femelles, donc il faut que ça nous fasse nos 2 cases de 50. Et tout le restant, après, c'est les mélangés. Donc, parce qu'en fait, les mâles, au bout d'un moment, je suis obligée de les rationner. Parce que sinon, ils grossissent trop vite, et au niveau du label, après, ils sont pénalisés. Donc les mâles, je rationne, les femelles, il y a moins besoin de rationner parce qu'étant donné que elles profitent moins vite, on va dire, elles graissent moins vite. Et les autres là-bas, les tout mélangés ne sont pas rationnés Parce que il y a dessous. Donc après, sinon si on rationne, les petits, ils profiteront pas comme ils vont.
Okay. So these ones here look a bit bigger. They're the same age, but these are the males. So what they do is to sort out males in this pen, 50 of them, 50 the biggest. Females in that pen, 50 the biggest. And then the other pen is the mixture of both. Because when they start getting bigger and they start getting to a certain weight, they have to be rationed their meal rather than fed ad lib. Because if not, they get too big and too fat too quick, and the label then can penalise you on if they get too big. So for these ones then, they'll be rationed. For the females, they don't need to be rationed. And then for the mixed, as they're smaller as well, they don't be rationed either, just so that the smaller ones can catch up.
Donc tu vois, sinon tu iras dehors dans la parcelle, parce que tu vois sur la table, il n'y en a aucun. Et voilà, on t'en a pas. C'est la troisième case, donc on va passer par là. On va se plus après. Donc ils arrivent ici. Donc ceux-là ils partent. Donc quand ils sont partis, il y a des petits qui vont venir dans cette case-là. Ils restent tout le temps dans leur case en fait. Donc si tu veux les prendre, t'arrives pas à les prendre. Je fais un peu aussi les de les fermer. Et comme ça qu'on aura des cases dehors et des cases intérieures.
Okay, so we've just gone through 3 sections. The first section are the smaller ones, the middle sections are the bigger ones, and then these are kind of the middling. So they're all out, them middle section and in here. These 2 sections are locked in today because they're going to be weighing them tomorrow, so just to keep them in. And they don't move them up a pen according as they get bigger. Once the big ones go, then they have a week that has to be cleaned out and aired out, and then they can put new ones in. So they'll be getting baby piglets in there end of August, so I might come back and show that as well. And then these ones, I'm not sure how old they are, but basically once they're about minimum of 23 weeks old, that's when they can go. It's a minimum of age. If they're a year old or a year and a half even, they can go at any time. So you decide when you sell them, but there's a minimum of, I think it's 23 weeks.
Donc toi, les cochons, on les sort de là, hop, on les passe sur la bascule, on les pèse. Et après, on les trie suivant ceux qui partent et ceux qui restent.
Vous les pesez un par un ou vous mettez un...
On les pèse un par un. Alors ceux-là ne sont pas pesés un par un, ils sont pesés 10. Normalement 10, 15, enfin voilà.
Oui.
Parce que bon. Et les gros là qui partent, justement ceux-là là, qui sont dans le parc, donc on va les voir. On va venir dans le parc, comme ça sera... Je te dis, prends pas mes ânesses. Au pire, tu les prendras quand elles seront à leur pêcherie.
So this is where they sort them out, so they can then just block off the doors and bring out their pens. And then they go in here, and that's the weighing scales there. So for these smaller ones here, they'll weigh them by 10 or 15 and do an average weight, but for the bigger ones, then they do weigh them one by one.
Voilà. Il y a le quai d'embarquement, le camion se gare en fait là.
D'accord.
Et les cochons sortent de la bascule et montent dans le camion.
D'accord, c'est bien équipé.
Ouais, c'est pas mal fait en fait.
So that's how they load them up into the truck. They run up there, and then through here, through the weighing scales and their sorting pen, and then they can close off all them doors and select whichever pen they're bringing. So it's a nice handy way of just loading them.
Rentrer dans les parcs avec eux, ils sont tout mignons. Ils vont courir dans tous les sens, voilà, ça c'est...
Ah oui, donc c'est en longueur.
Ouais.
So this is where they come out then after. They all have their own stretch the whole way back to kind of, you can't see it. They're all vaccinated when they first come in and then vaccinated again when they go out. And they're numbered just before they go out into the fields. See, they have a lot of space. So that was the trip to the pig farm. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I put up the drone. Fortunately, the pigs weren't out playing in the field today. Maybe they will later. But generally when we go by, we do often see the pigs out playing in the fields. So there's 2 fields at the side of the road. There's no pigs in them today because they're the pigs that are kept in for weighing tomorrow. But yeah, sometimes you'd see them and they're just all running and playing in the field. They have got a nice big long strip for them. They have plenty of grass they like to root around in, and actually you can see in the fields beside where the pigs aren't now that it's already grown up again. And not exactly sure how much I translated in there when I was filming, but they have 3 different sections, so like 3 rooms. Each section has 150 pigs, and it's all divided up into 50. So they have it on rotation, so they get pigs in every 9 weeks. So when the piglets come in, they're only 4 weeks old. Then they have to stay in the heat and the warm and everything until they're 11 weeks old. That's when they're allowed to go outside. And then from there, they have to be a minimum of 22 weeks before they can sell them. So they can sell them at a year and a half if they want, or they can sell them anytime after 22 weeks. There's no maximum. There's just a minimum to ensure that pigs have a minimum of life, basically. So again, it's Label Rouge, which is the same as the last chicken farm that I showed you. And that label really is just, it's all about the well-being of the animal. Like, that's all the regulations it is that they're well fed, they're well washed, that they're basically in good health, and that they get a life outside as well. Because there is a lot of on the TV over here, I don't know about Ireland, England or anywhere else, but there is on the TV that they're showing people kind of a bad image of farming. The French do have a lot of respect for farmers over here, but for people who wouldn't be out in the countryside, people who are in cities who don't know and don't have the opportunity of knowing where their food comes from, they see on the TV just these pigs in cages that are one on top of the other. They have no life, they never see the day of light, and they kind of go into it that they're eating each other's tails, ears, and basically they just make it sound absolutely horrible. And they do the same for cattle, they do the same for chickens. You'd see 10, 20 chickens cooped up in one little cage, when there is that side of farming, but it's not all that side of farming. So it does really depend on what you buy. I mean, you don't always have to go to your local butcher. It can just be, if you're in the supermarket, like most people do shop in the supermarket, to just look at what you're buying, look where it comes from. And like over here, if you pick up something Label Rouge, you know that it's had a minimum time of life, it's had life outside, it's been well looked after. They're very strict on the conditions of how much space they have, always having them clean, always having them fed, no ration to make sure they don't go overweight. So that's what she was telling me in there, was that they have to ration the males. So even when they get bigger, because the males can push up in a lot of weight and that becomes a bit too much fat, and that they like to keep the animal in good muscle and healthy, so you can get penalised for having them too big. So the way it is that they don't have to, and it's the same for the chickens. When they were both explaining the setup, it's that they get sent in the animals, so they don't have to buy the animals first up. They don't have to buy the meal, that also gets delivered to them. So they don't really have any cost except for the setup, which is obviously a big enough cost in itself because you have all these regulations. But they don't have any cost buying the animals or the food. And then when they sell them, they get sold per weight like that, and then this company deducts the cost of the animal and the food afterwards. So they basically only get the benefit of it as long as the animal is kept right. They have kind of like a 3-strike system, that if you do something wrong once, twice, and then 3 strikes, you're no longer in the Label Rouge, which is a big thing to have. So this farm and the chicken farm both also farm cattle, and they've both said that this type of farming, so for example these with the pigs, they said they wouldn't look back. They loved doing it, and they just think that there is a great revenue out of it, and they love themselves seeing all the pigs outside. I mean, a lot of people, this is a fairly busy road, and a lot of people do stop up to watch the pigs playing out in the field. It is nice to see. If you like this video and you like seeing the animals outside, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, share it with people who might not even be interested in farming, spread a good word about farming, because it's not all bad. And yeah, show the other side to it, the side that they don't always show on these TV and anti-meat eater campaigns and all that sort of stuff. Because at the end of the day, it is the farmer, it is 90% of the farmers that care for the animals, and they have a lot of respect for their animals. And then you might get a small, I don't know, 5% of people who just mass produce massive amounts, who maybe even don't mass produce but just don't take care of them. There are always farmers like that, but the majority of us do care for the animals. So spread the word, share the video, share the chicken video, show it to people who might not have the opportunity to see what it's actually like in some places where the pigs are actually outside, where the chickens actually get outside. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And now I'm going to go back to Dad and we're going to sort out this pink eye.
I have guys here repairing the house. Here they are. You wonder why I'm not doing it myself. I built it, but it's an insurance job. One day here, the ambulance came flying in looking for the forge. I wasn't here, Emily was. They jumped out with jump starts to give a person an electric shock. Lucky I wasn't here. So found out it wasn't here, reversed in and crashed into the back of this. So they're paying for that. So not a problem. No, that's nearly 6 months ago. So what they call it, I don't know if the lad, if they got to him on time, whether the lad they were looking for it dead or alive now, I don't know. But there's another LaForge the other side of the motorway, because there's always people coming here looking for LaForge, and so there's more than one LaForge. Just to tell you that I'm still alive. Okay. So one here was pink eye. Should have been brought in a week ago, but so she might lose the size of that. So I had to put penicillin in the eye. You can't do too much injecting because she's close to cabin. So I'll put this, it's a mastitis tube for mastitis in goats, and they recommend that over here and in Ireland. So I put that in, and we might do another shot after a day or two, and hopefully it'll cure it. That's it.
So that's that for this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.